Tata was not a brand I ever thought about seriously. Let me rewind back to the 2000s. A 5-year-old kid sitting in the backseat of a hired Indica while coming down Valparaiso's endless hairpin walls. The whole experience was terrible. Then there was the sumo. As a kid, the body roll of a Tata sumo treated me like a tennis ball in a game of 7 stones. So I grew up believing the Tata cars were actually not good. Back then, I was a kid from a small hill station. The only way I could knew anything about cars was through TV ads. And the one TV ad I still remember is that as of Tata, I remember the ads for the Vista, the Tata Nano launch, and later hearing stories about the Tata Nano catching fire after the delivery.
It's the world's cheapest car that's mysteriously catching fire. A second car has burst into flames within a fortnight.
Even after moving to a bigger town, I never really cared about a Tata car. Then, fast forward to my college days, that was a Tata related news that caught my attention. Tata had just launched a new hatchback called Zika. Soon after, Zika virus outbreak became a global news and the company decided to rename the cars from Zika to Tiago and even started rebadging the cars that has already been sold. That was probably my first memory of a Tata Tiago. And honestly, I never thought that I would buy a Tata Tata Tiago. And much years later, I got a job. I moved to Chennai for my training. And in Chennai, a lot of those cars were Indicas. And every time I got into one, I had the same feeling as when I was a kid. The cars were rough, bouncy, and poorly maintained. As a passenger, I hated all the experience from that. And looking back at it, it was not because of the car itself, it is because of the poor maintenance. But at that time, all it did was to strengthen my negative perception towards Tata cars. After a few months, I moved to Cochin, in the Kochi. It's like stepping into an automotive heaven. Kerala's automotive culture has a special aura. It hits different. You'll find stylish uncle proudly rolling around in vintage cars and motorcycles. People genuinely care about their emissions. The taxis were clean, even the autos were shining, and suddenly those bouncy Indicas that I remember from Chennai, they weren't bouncing anymore. Almost every other week there was some automotive event that was happening. People were proudly showcasing their mission. Everyone celebrated what they owned. Doesn't matter if it was a luxury car or just a splendor. And somewhere during all this, automotive content from YouTube became my main source of entertainment. And there was this one day I came across Power Drift's video on Tiago on Ticor JTP. For the first time, I felt Tata is just not a car company, it has its own aura. And around the same time, one of my colleagues who owned a Tiago, he always spoke highly of the car, and during one of the work trips, we drove from Kozhikode to Wayanad and back. For the first time, I spent a long journey in a Tata Tiago. And for the first time, I started questioning my negative thoughts that I built around Tata cars over the years. And eventually, I quit my job in Kochi and moved to Bangalore. My office was on the first floor of a building, and right below, there was a Tata dealership. So every single day, brand new Tata car became part of my routine. Even though Tata Harrier was a flagship model that was sitting in the showroom at the time, there was this yellow color Tiago that always caught my attention. For some reason, I admired that car. And
आज रात 12 बजे से संपूर्ण लॉकडाउन होने जा रहा है.
Everything stopped. I'd moved back home. No more paying half of my salary as rent, no more Zomato orders, no more expensive bills, and all of a sudden, I have some money to save. Combined with the money I saved, I had confidence to do something that I had never done in my life before, to buy a car. Not just my first car, my family's first car. And the research began. Showrooms, reviews, EMI calculator, endless comparisons. The real battle came down to 3 cars. Ford Freestyle, Ford Figo, and Tata Tiago. If I'm being honest, my heart was always with Ford Freestyle, but the budget said no. Then I was like, Figo? It again said no. Then Tiago was like, hi bro. But I was like, how did even Tiago came this far in my list? Then again, more reviews, more ownership experiences, more comparisons, and one thing coming up repeatedly, people were walking away from serious accidents in Tata cars. The more I looked at it logically, the more the Tata Tiago made sense. So I booked it. And on November 18, 2020, a red color Tata Tiago came. And yes, yellow color lost in the family voting, but. And then the ownership started. I drove it proudly, I drove it everywhere, made memories, learned things, and slowly the car stopped feeling like a mission. It felt more like a companion. There were way too many memories to tell from these years, and that's a separate story, so subscribe. Now, was everything perfect? No. And honestly, even I wasn't perfect. There were a lot of breakdowns, there were mistakes, there were moments that made me question my life choices. But every time when something went wrong, my Tiago was right there with me and helping me to put myself back together. On the other hand, I've seen multiple people ditch their Tata cars because of the poor service experiences. But I never gave up on my 3955. And the bond I built with the car never made me think about giving up on it later. No matter what happened, I always found a way to fix it, a way to maintain it, a way to keep my mission spread its wings and running happily. And while my bond with the car kept growing, the Tiago was growing too. Years passed, features changed, variants changed, facelifts came and went, but the Tiago kept evolving. And just last week, Tata launched a new Tiago. Honestly, I liked it. It was not a revolutionary update, it's just a fresh skin with some new tech. And am I going to change mine? Never. Maybe I can buy another Tiago or buy another big car or even a Skyline GTR. But the memories with my 3955? Because at the end of the day, the first car in my dream garage is going to be my 3955. Wait, it's not dream garage anymore, it's already parked there.